7 years ago, with no suitable donor heart in sight, Aurora's body was giving out. The technology for artificial hearts was still experimental. In theory, it could sustain life, but the risks were enormous. When I was confirmed as a match, I gave her my heart. I took the artificial one, a model with a theoretical lifespan of 7 years. To save money, I chose the cheapest one they had, ever. Since, a sharp, stabbing pain would periodically flare up in my chest. Coughing up blood and sudden bouts of weakness became my new normal. And because I never had the money, the surgery to replace the failing device was delayed again and again. Now, 7 years had passed, the artificial heart in my chest pulsed with its 7th wave of agony. I knew it was well past its breaking point. I left the hospital and went back to my rented room. It was small, damp, and freezing in the winter, sweltering in the summer. But it was cheap. This was the same place Aurora and I had lived, the place where we had mapped out our entire future together. After learning my heart was a match for hers, I had pretended to be a greedy, social-climbing parasite. I drew up divorce papers and told her I was leaving. We had been together for 5 years. Through all the hardship, I had never once complained, never once thought of leaving her side. She knew how much I loved her, and she couldn't believe I would abandon her, and I knew she loved me to her very core. If she knew the truth, she would never ever allow me to trade my life for hers. To save her, I had to be cruel. I had to pretend I'd had enough. Enough of the endless struggle. Enough of a life with no hope in sight. Enough of cheap medicine. 1 meal a day, drinking cold water to stave off hunger, and splitting every dollar in two. I told her I was done with all of it. I'll never forget that day. The girl who was always so strong, who faced pain and hardship without flinching, cried for the first time. She signed the divorce papers with trembling hands, her tears staining the cheap paper. And on a different form, an organ donation agreement, I signed my name. After the surgery, I vanished from her life, branded a traitor. I returned to the small room we had shared for 5 years, and I waited for the death I had willingly embraced. I never thought I would see her again. Now, she had soared to heights we had only dreamed of, and I could never go back. Watching her on the news, so confident and full of life, a pang of sorrow twisted inside me, quickly followed by a quiet sense of relief. My phone rang, pulling me from my thoughts. It was the bank. They informed me that the $30,000 transfer had been a mistake on the sender's part. I was required to return the funds immediately or face legal action. Hungry for more? Find the full novel on Moto Novel. Download the app and enjoy the ending.